Greetings, Legionnaires! Just want to take a few minutes here to dissect this recently released trailer for Devil May Cry 5, because we did a wishlist video for this a few months ago now. It's been about half a year, and I wanted to go over, just talk about it, see what kind of information we can glean. So let's just get right into it. So in the beginning here, we see this gentleman who's smoking a cigar, and he's talking to somebody. Who could it be? Well, really good chance it's Nero, but I think there's even a better chance that it could be Dante. You see these demons kind of ripping people apart, stabbing them, skewering them here and there. Not too much to go off of yet, but let's stop right here. Let's look at this guy. Now, we have our villain, potentially, wrapped in secrecy. Who could this be? Well, it could be somebody brand new. There's always the chance of that. However, I think later on in this video itself, this trailer, we might get a chance to see who that could be. I think it might be Virgil. It could be, or it could be somebody completely new. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's keep going here. Let's see. So, we've got this new villain popping these guys up, a bunch of eyeballs, giving that kind of weird, creepy demon vibe. And this is where we get started. You see this van just rumbling down here, and then we get this close-up on this guy and this woman in this car, and there it is, the Devil May Cry sign, yes, which is actually a gift from Dante to Nero in one of the novelizations of the franchise. So this takes place several years after Devil May Cry 4. Now, we don't know exactly where that takes place, though, as far as 2 and 3 are concerned. I believe it went 3 and then 4, but 2 is the one that's kind of the oddball out here. So we see Devil May Cry, they've got even a little 5 next to it, just to kind of say, here we go. And there he is, Nero, which at first I was kind of thinking, oh my goodness, are they just doing like DMC2? Is that Nero? I mean, he doesn't have his long hair anymore, but he's got it trimmed down. He's looking sharp, though. He's looking sharp. And we can see here, he's got the Red Queen back. He's got it. His sword, his old motorcycle handle, he's revving it up. He's ready to go. So it's nice to see the return of his weapon, because like Rebellion to Dante, the Red Queen is, part of the iconography of Nero. So we move further into this, we see the van kicking off, and then we get an introduction to this newest character, who I had to look up because I had no idea who this was, because she's pretty new. Her name's Nicoletta Goldstein. Now, apparently she was introduced as part of the Devil May Cry group back in one of the books, but she's actually really important because she comes from a very prestigious family. Her father, Nell Goldstein, actually created Dante's Ebony and Ivory, so his guns, the ones that we all know and love, that was actually made by her father. And she's going to be kind of like your handler for the game, but also your weapon expert. And she's actually outfitting Nero with his new armaments. I'm so sorry, guys. These things, they just come out of my mind. So, we're kind of going down. She's knocking everybody over, and then we get a little bit of that sass from Nero, and then we get to see this, which is beautiful. There she is, the old Blue Rose. That gun. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. His kind of double-barrel 6-shooter thing. So cool. I've always wondered how they get like infinite ammo for these guns. I'm not going to worry about it too much, though. So as we can see here, some craziness going on, Nero just shooting guys just like nothing. They're promoting cigarettes there. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it's okay. It's stylish. This game's got the style. It's bringing it back. Definitely that old school flair. And there, we're starting to see the new arms. Now, I think there's going to be multiple of these, because throughout this trailer, we kind of see him use that, which I'm going to just call the power arm, where he kind of shockwaves a bunch of guys back and kind of like almost like a fire blast or like a 5 or finger kind of attack, it looks like, and kind of knocking back multiple enemies. Then he has a grapple arm. I don't know if these are the same or they might be different, but kind of giving you that feel of the Devil Bringer arm that you had back in Devil May Cry 4. Now, these are called Devil Breakers, so, obviously a little bit of a continuation there, but it was like, where the heck is his arm? Well, don't worry, we will get to that. As you can see, the old Red Queen in action, and then he's using that arm to whip that demon around, very reminiscent of how he used the Devil Bringer back on those ice demons back in Devil May Cry 4. There's Nico talking to a guy, just kind of showing that she enjoys watching the fight. She likes watching her creations in action. There we get a little actual gameplay here, sweeping up. There's the grapple, and actually we see right here that he shoots off a missile. Looks like his arm is detachable, or at least this one is. Like, they can swap him out, but even mid-fight, he can throw that off, shoot it at somebody, which is actually really cool, and then recall it. Another arm ability here where he's stopping someone. I'm going to call this one like the the chrono control or something like that. But I really love the look of this one. It kind of shows the clockwork gears and shows that this thing is like stopped in time, giving him a second to roll off to the side, kind of keeping his gun trained on this thing, keeping the blue rose ready to go, moving in, taking that shot. There's another kind of classic, you know, shot of what is Devil May Cry, having a character in the air shooting a gun and staying up there for a longer period of time than normally possible, attacking some flying enemies. Now, Nero just kind of throwing a little bit of sass at somebody, probably the boss that we see here in a little bit, who is reminiscent to me of that fire boss that you get to fight really early on in Devil May Cry 4. Looks like we're going to have multiple stages to this boss fight, which is not surprising. You can kind of see here that he uses that power attack again to almost like stagger or even maybe counter that onrush, that attack from this boss, which is actually really cool. Boss kind of using his super fire flamethrower stomach, eating cars, doing all that while Devil Trigger plays in the background. Some cool dodges. And then back to that missile arm. Once again, we get to see good old Nero ride that thing like a skateboard. Incredible. This is what Devil May Cry is, guys. Like, if you wanted one shot of what Devil May Cry is, it's going to be this. It's going to be over the top, fun action, dire situation, but we're having a good time. We're killing demons. We're kicking it up a notch, which I love. And then we get to kind of see him use more of his arms again, and, you know, they're kind of the relationship where she says, you know, you got to pay first. So that might be the biggest upgrade system for him in this game, because in the last game it was all about the Devil Bringer, that blue arm that he had that he used to kind of reach out and grab enemies or pull himself towards, and that's what he'd use primarily in combat. Looks like he's got a few other options this time around, which at first I was nervous about, but now seeing this, I feel a bit better. I feel a bit better, to be honest with you. Feels good. See him kind of fighting some more of these, you know, multiple eyeball demons, and then here's where we get to it. Somebody grabs his arm. Who the heck is this? Who would grab his arm? He's yelling out to Kyrie, his love interest from the last one, whose brother, Credo, was kind of corrupted by kind of the demons. He looks like an angel in that game. You have to fight him. But Kyrie, maybe in this game, might be playable even, but probably going to be a factor. Now, who is this person? Who the heck would take Nero's arm? What a jerk. Well, believe it or not, I'm thinking that this right here is my boy Virgil. Virgil, Dante's brother, potentially Nero's father. Now, why the heck would he want to take his arm? Well, in Devil May Cry 4, Nero's abilities with the Devil Bringer are very good, but eventually he gets the option and the ability to summon and use the sword Yamato, which is Virgil's sword. A sword that is able to cut through dimensions. It can do many things, kind of, you know, Virgil's big weapon itself. It's just this beautiful, just very straightforward katana. Has a lot of powers, though, to open up, like, hell gates and stuff. It's very powerful. So my guess is that Virgil came back, ripped off Nero's arm, and he's trying to get his sword back because it was taken from him. Maybe. That's what I'm thinking. And that's why I'm thinking Virgil could potentially be the main villain of this game, because that makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure if he's going to cover himself in, like, demonic eyeballs. It's not really Virgil's style, but he's always wanted power because he says, you know, might controls everything. And that's what Virgil's all about. And kind of having a thrall and hold over the demons. That's kind of something he's into. So it wouldn't surprise me to see that. But there it is, Nero saying he wants to get revenge on this guy. It's like, oh my goodness. And there it is, the title, Devil May Cry 5. No subtitles, no nothing. There it is. But, believe it or not, it's not over yet. Oh my goodness, who's that? Is that Dante? Yes, he's riding on a motorcycle. Where the heck is he coming from? Well, I looked it up. At the end of Devil May Cry 2, he's riding a motorcycle to hell. Now, does that mean Devil May Cry 2 happened in between 4 and 5? Well, maybe. I don't exactly know. If it's been several years, this very well could have. I don't know the timeline of those earlier games as well, so I can't really speak to it. My thought was, initially looking at this, it could be part of Pandora's Box, which is a weapon that Dante receives in the previous installments. He gets this weapon that can turn into 666 different things, different weapons and stuff. So this could be one of those variants. And he's riding back into town on a motorcycle, ready to kick some ass, and I love it so much. He's got a beard, he looks a little sinister, but guess what? He's having a good time. He's happy. He's a little bit older, but he's happy. He's getting back in the fight, and he will definitely be one of the playable characters. And we'll have many, many different things I'm sure to choose from, because typically Dante has a lot of different styles and so many different weapons, and usually picks up a few throughout the games too. So hey, maybe we'll see some returns from Devil May Cry 4, maybe Devil May Cry 3, Agni and Rudra, anybody? Like the fire and like ice swords or like wind sword? Come on, man, that'd be great. Anyway, that is Devil May Cry 5. That's the trailer we have right now. To be honest, I'm really excited about it. At first, if you watched, I did reactions for E3, I was very nervous about it, and I was like, I didn't know how to feel about it, because it's the one game that I wanted to show up, besides Splinter Cell, obviously. But seeing it now and kind of getting, you know, past that initial first look of it, because it's much more photorealistic than it has been in the past, and it's kind of striking that middle ground between where Devil May Cry 4 was and DMC, the reboot, was, where that was kind of gritty and kind of edgy. This is trying to look pretty real, so it was something that I wasn't ready for. But now I'm all on board, and I cannot wait to play this game. I think it's going to be amazing, and they've talked about it. The creator said that it's the best action game they've ever made, so hopefully it will be. That's my hope anyway. Anyway, that's it for me. That's all I want to talk about today. I hope you gleaned a little bit more information from our little chat here. My name is Jimmy. I am from Critical Reviews. If you want to help out the channel, consider liking this video, subscribing to us, hitting that little bell icon right over there somewhere. I'm pointing. It's over there somewhere. Or just telling a friend about us. That really helps a bunch. But if you really want to support us, check us out over on patreon.com/criticalreviews. But guess what? We will be playing this game, we will be reviewing this game, we will be streaming this game, and I just can't wait. Until next time, everybody, just remember to adapt and overcome.